Last time on Batman Superman right here at Comicstorian. The Batman who laughs, who survived from the DC Metal event, fought against Batman, trying to infect him and turn him into a Batman who laughs. Once Batman defeated him in the Batman Who Laughs storyline, Batman jailed him up and put him beneath the Justice League Hall of Justice. But him and Superman were quickly led to the Batman Who Laughs Batcave, where they discovered 6 batarangs made out of nth metal, built to infect various heroes of the main DC universe, so that the Batman Who Laughs can build his own Laughing Justice League. The first superhero that they discovered was Shazam, who had become the Shazam Who Laughs. And quickly realizing that they needed answers to the Batman Who Laughs plans, Batman and Superman came up with their own plan to infect Superman so that he can go and try to figure out the Batman Who Laughs plan by freeing him. It's an extreme plan, but will it come through? This is the Comicstorian channel, where we take some of your favorite video games, comic books, and movies, and we break down the lore and storylines within, turning them into an audio drama, allowing you to keep up with your favorite pop culture universe. Today, we are covering Batman Superman Issue 3. Batman's face is lit by the glow of his monitor screen, and he watches as his cameras survey the members of the Justice League in the Hall of Justice. He always used fear as a weapon. To use fear, you must know their secrets. The camera switches and he's watching some of the younger members play a game of basketball. He's watched his friends and allies closely, looking for weaknesses that he would be able to exploit if he ever needed to save the world. Suddenly, one of the other screens flickers with an alarm, and the sound of laughter can be heard over the speakers. The screen displays the cell of the Batman Who Laughs, who escaped with the aid of Superman, and deep beneath the Hall of Justice, Superman lets out another blast of heat vision, tunneling away from the hidden cell, his face twisted and a horrible grin. "I never should have killed you, Clark," the villain cackles. "Not because of our friendship. No. Because you were the greatest tool in my utility belt." Batman leans forward, continuing to watch the laughing duo make their way underground. He doesn't like this plan. He doesn't think that Clark should be taking the risk. Superman knew that though, but he also knows that they are out of options. "Slow down, Superman. I want to make a quick stop," the Batman Who Laughs tells his new friend. The pair pull themselves out of the hole, standing amongst a vast array of weapons. "At the Hall of Justice Armory!" He laughs roarously at the racks of weapons that are lining the walls. Some high-tech, some low, all deadly. "Everything your super friends have confiscated in heroic adventures. Can't hurt to pick up a few toys on the way out." Superman continues to laugh, his hand clenched in a tight fist. "How about we go upstairs and kill everyone in the Hall of Justice?" At his monitor, Batman stares at his friend. "You're playing the part well, Clark." The Batman Who Laughs puts his hand on his chest, almost proud of what Superman has said, but he shakes his head. "Oh no, too soon, Boy Scout. The heroes have a much larger role to play in my plans." Superman stares at him, his smile growing bigger. "What are your plans? Shazam didn't say." The Batman Who Laughs turns to him. "You know what? It's so good, I'll tell you step by step. Try to keep that Smallville brain following along." The villain turns, holding up his hands, his smile somehow growing even wider as he stares at Superman through his visor. "My infected are going to kill every single living thing in the multiverse. Just like your mother died when Krypton exploded. Do you ever wonder what she was thinking in those final moments? That she wished it were her in the rocket instead of you? This world will perish exactly like yours did, you know? Except Mommy and Daddy won't be able to save you, just like you won't be able to save John and Lois." Hilarious, right? The smile disappears from Superman's face as he stares at the ground, but it returns quickly, his fist snapping up, throwing the Batman Who Laughs through a wall. But Batman himself is already moving. Superman slams the one who laughs into another wall, his own laughter echoing in the chamber. "That's it, Clark! Give in to your true self," the madman calls, still smiling. But Batman suddenly appears, swooping through the air, slamming a syringe laced with kryptonite into Clark's neck. "That's enough! He snarls as Superman stumbles. Hall of Justice, activate restraints. He orders the computer. Restraining harnesses slither out of the wall and they take both men down. Superman, still laughing, howling that he will burn Batman alive. But Batman stares at his friends and one of his greatest enemies. He knows Superman. The Batman who laughs begins to cackle, leaning forward as much as he can in his restraints. Batman is right. I knew Shazam failed the moment you burst in. And I never really did leave my cell, did I? He begins to cackle louder as the hologram begins to dissipate, revealing his cell once more. He lets Batman know that he had the same problem on his world. Hard light holograms have a unique smell that you just can't shake. With a sharp flex, Superman bursts free of his restraints, demanding to know why Batman ended the plan, anger in his voice now. You didn't trust me, he growls, but Batman just stares down the most powerful man on the planet. I must admit, sending in Superman to do your dirty work was inspiring. The villain begins to laugh again. But it's going to take a lot more to find out who I've infected, brother. It's not like I'm going to shine their names in the sky, you know? But Batman already knows. As him and Superman are leaving, he tells him, your ruse worked. He told us exactly who he infected. Before they leave, though, Batman drops Superman to the floor. Hall of Justice, activate Code Yellow Sun. He orders the computer. The cell bars drop in place behind him as Batman walks away. He explains that the lamps will aid Superman's body in purging the Joker toxins. But until it does, he's a liability. Superman calls out to Batman as the Dark Knight rounds a corner. Batman, stop! Who did he infect? Over at Gotham City, Jim Gordon drives along the Gotham Bridge in an armored vehicle when suddenly the vehicle shakes and twists sharply. He looks in the mirror to see the Batmobile trying to hit his heavy car. Well, was I speeding, officer? Gordon giggles. The roof of the Batmobile opens, launching Batman through the air. The Dark Knight lands on the hood of Gordon's vehicle, his cape flapping in the wind. Batman tries to reason with Gordon, explaining that he knows the commissioner sent him and Superman into a trap. There was no young boy. Gordon knew that Billy Batson was there. Whatever he's making you do, I can help you. Batman tries to tell his friend, but Gordon begins to yank the wheel, sideswiping several cars into the bridge, forcing Batman to try his hardest to hold on. Gordon removes his glasses, revealing a face that has been twisted by the Joker toxin, and the dark eyes stare at Batman while his mouth leers in a sinister smile. You have failed this city. Do you know how many people I've had to bury because of the hell that you created in Gotham, Batman? How many cops died because of you? How many more Robins must die before you give up? Batman slams through the glass, ripping Gordon free of the truck and jumping free. Both men tumble as the vehicle slams into the ground and it bursts into flames behind them. Batman pulls his friend up by the collar, his voice coming out in a snarl. The Batman who laughs wanted me to know that you were infected. Why? He demands to know, and Gordon laughs, holding up his hand and pressing a button on his watch. So I could show you the truth, what we really are, on the inside. Behind them, the armored truck explodes as Gordon's one-time bat armor bursts free. The robotic bat cop aims its arm cannon at the Dark Knight, launching a burst of batarangs. Batman dodges, trying to reason with his friend, but Gordon simply shakes his head. Life is so much easier now. The commissioner pulls free a mask, putting it on his face, ordering the bot to open fire again. Both arms launch a barrage of batarangs that even the Dark Knight can't avoid. Luckily, Superman appears in front of Batman in a blur, the batarangs breaking harmlessly against his chest. Batman demands to know why he left the Hall of Justice, but Superman figured that the Batman who laughs was talking about the infected Gordon. He is an investigative reporter after all. He wanted you to know that he infected one of your closest friends. The Man of Steel launches himself at the robot, stunning it. Meanwhile, Batman is dodging as Gordon opens fire with twin handguns, trying to drop the Dark Knight. Superman stumbles, the toxin still not fully worked out of his system, and behind him, the robot leaps, its arms crackling with electricity. Superman turns, freezing it with a blast of super breath. Batman ducks under Gordon's close-range shot, grabbing the cop's arm and twisting it hard to the ground. And then a final blow drops Gordon. Superman stands by, the robo-bat cop destroyed on the ground. Batman leans over his friend, pulling the mask free, sadness in his eyes. We'll beat this. We'll find a cure, Superman tells him. Batman nods, picking Gordon up. They know who 3 of the infected batarangs were for. The Batman Who Laughs wanted them to know this for a reason. If we want to help Gordon, we're gonna need to get him to a secure location, he tells the Man of Steel. Superman nods, offering to take the Robo-Bat armor to the Batcave so that they can study it. But Batman shakes his head. No, we tried your plan with the Joker toxin and it got us Gordon. Maybe this is how we finally beat him. We need to stop thinking like me, or even stop thinking like the Batman Who Laughs, and ask myself, what would Superman do? Later, the Batwing lands on a pad in the Fortress of Solitude, and as Superman comes to the ground, he orders one of his drones to take the armor to his lab. Yes, Kal-El, Kal-Ex tells him. Superman turns to Batman as the Dark Knight exits his plane. Gordon will be safe here, but it's time we call the rest of the League in. Superman explains that they should bring everyone into the fortress and explain the situation. Show them the Batarangs and Gordon. For a moment, Batman begins to argue, but then remembers the new plan. Do what Superman would do. You're right, it's time, but not here. We don't want to give away the one location that the Batman Who Laughs doesn't know about. But Gordon, well, he quietly giggles at their side. Too late. Up ahead, Kelex begins to blare a warning as nanites explode from Gordon's bat armor. A cloud of nanites appear, infecting Kelex as they begin to take shape. You know, I never wanted to be a hero. The cloud suddenly begins to speak as it shapes and morphs. I said it over and over again, but no one would help me. The cloud shapes and Blue Beetle suddenly crouches before them, his lips peeled back in a hideous smile. The nanites begin to infect the fortress around them, tendrils snaking out and wrapping around both Superman and Batman. Beetle laughs, telling them, "You never saw me as the true Blue Beetle. I was always some kid, a lame sidekick in training." The tendrils pull the two heroes to the ground as the scarabs. Well, now, the training wheels are off! Standing over them in victory, Blue Beetle laughs. Deep below the Hall of Justice, the Batman Who Laughs smiles in his cell. He knows his plan worked. Soon the heroes will know why he needed the infection. Outside, the skies darken and the civilians begin to run in fear, and the symbol of doom appears in the sky above them. The Batman Who Laughs smiles. Now, he's on a collision course with Lex Luthor, the apex predator. And you know, Batman always wins. And that concludes Batman Superman number 3. Now, as you can see, it's beginning to tie us all into the year of the villains, to everything that is happening over in Justice League. So if you're curious about that symbol over the sky or what's happening with Lex, go check out our Justice League playlist that gets you all the way caught up. But the most important storyline is the 6th Dimension, the one that we put out about 2 weeks ago. So if you want to know everything that's happening at DC, this is all tied in to the villains taking over. And oh boy, does it look epic. Let me know what you think of this storyline in the comments down below. Give this video a like. And don't forget, you can always find us streaming live over at twitch.tv/Comicstorian every Monday, Tuesday, Thursday with all of those podcasts that we produce. And we'd love for you to come hang out with us over there. Just watching the channel, though, watching this video from beginning to end, I really do appreciate it. You guys are incredible. You've given us one heck of a channel here, and it's all because of your support. So thank you. I'm not the guy who created Comicstorian. You guys are the guys who created Comicstorian, because if you didn't watch it, this wouldn't exist. I hope to see you guys next time. Don't forget to like the video and let me know what you think, and I'll see you, I guess, right here next time. How many times can I say next time?